Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dubai. Welcome to the United Arab Emirates. Dubai and the UAE are looked by many as the country and the city of possibilities. We actually have a ministry of possibilities in the UAE, the first of its kind. It's a ministry, a virtual ministry with no minister, but the goal for it is to actually bridge the gaps between the jurisdictions of different ministries. This goes to show that UAE and Dubai are forward-looking. They are always seeking to be different. They are always seeking to be at the forefront of technology and innovation. We actually have a Minister of State of Artificial Intelligence. We also have a non-profit called the Dubai Future Foundation, which there was a law that needed to be created in order for that organization to exist. So a law was created. It's as simple as that. We do things in Dubai differently, and we approach laws and regulations differently. Dubai Blockchain Center, for example, is one of the initiatives of something called Area 2071. Area 2071 is an innovation area, a physical area within Emirates Towers. Emirates Towers is the twin towers where a lot of the government, both on the Dubai and on the UAE level, are based out of. This Emirates Towers used to have a mall, a shopping mall, in the actual corridors of those, between these two buildings of the Emirates Towers. That shopping mall was turned into an innovative hub. It was turned into different initiatives like the Dubai Blockchain Center, which is part of Area 2071, but also a youth hub. It also hosts another initiative called the UAE Accelerators and the Dubai Future Accelerators program, which anyone in the world can bet and really try their ideas against all the challenges that are listed under what is called the Dubai Challenge program. As the Dubai Blockchain Center, we were very active before we even creating the first actual center within Area 2071 when it was launched in 2018. We started as early as 2014. One of the first things we did was actually creating the ecosystem for blockchain, and at that time there was no blockchain, so it was Bitcoin only. In 2014, there was the first ever Bitcoin conference in the UAE. A lot of you guys didn't even know that Bitcoin existed in 2014. A lot of you guys joined the revolution in 2015, 2016. A lot of you joined in the ICO age as well. But as early as 2014, there were actually people in Dubai doing mining, including myself and others, attending conferences, organizing conferences. Dr. Noah Rafford from the Dubai Future Foundation actually was the first keynote speaker at one of those conferences, which is the Bitcoin Conference 2014. We also, at that time, had Austin Alexander, who's now with Kraken, who was one of the speakers and attendees of that conference as well. In 2018, with the MCC, there was an opportunity to launch licenses in regards to blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So in one of the conferences in the Atlantis in Dubai, there was talk about maybe creating a license for crypto, and it took about 2 months for the whole thing to happen, from just talking about it casually, like in this conference, to actually getting the first license out of the MCC with OTC. Also, soon after, in 2019, ADGM opened its doors and started issuing licenses, and actually with an opinion paper that very quickly progressed And this is unheard of anywhere else in the world, where we can move from an opinion paper to a positioning paper to an actual regulation within a year or less. And this shows you the pace that we do business here in Dubai and the pace that we can execute regulations and come up with them in such a very agile manner. Also, not limited to the UAE, but Bahrain also took huge steps in the same time around regulating cryptocurrencies and also money handling businesses in general. And that flourished into a number of exchanges and crypto handling businesses that came out of Bahrain, for example, Rain and CoinMina. In 2020, when the whole world was busy with Corona, we actually had, in the end of 2020, we had 2 laws come out consecutively. One from the central bank and one from the Securities and Commodities Authority. The central bank law was around the secured value facilities, or stored value facilities, sorry, and the Securities and Commodities Authority decision on crypto assets. Those 2 laws, when they came out, a lot of people were confused. Does this really pertain to cryptocurrencies? And there was a lot of, positive reaction to the laws that was created by this. But more importantly, these laws brought the focus back for us here in the UAE to focus on what use cases that we can raise and nourish here in the UAE. And those use cases are around actual real-life use cases, not speculation, not what we see in the pump and dump kind of coins, but rather we want to attract to the UAE projects that have a sound economic system, sound tokenization model, and also sound people behind them that actually can nourish and really foster innovation in this area and take cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology to the next level. This is the focus here in the UAE. This is the focus of creating such initiatives such as the Regulation Lab, which again, we go a full circle back to the Dubai Future Foundation, which actually, as one of their initiatives, created the Regulation Lab, and they take on a number of projects every single couple of weeks or so, and every single term of that, we actually host 1 or 2 forward-looking technology companies to actually get them sandbox licenses within the Regulation Lab. And one of those projects is an NFT project that we have right now around diamonds and NFTs for diamonds, but this is only the start. We have another project that we are actually talking to a number of regulators here. I cannot disclose too much about, but it is actually about NFTs, and it's a very forward-looking initiative. Today, actually, we have, at the same time that we are sitting here, we have the opening of the fintech hive and the Gate Avenue within the IFC. That event is actually attended by His Highness, and it will be a huge development area for cryptocurrencies. And there was a law actually that was issued, or actually an opinion paper that was issued by the FSA, the regulatory arm of the DIFC, which will see creation of a huge, attractive package for VCs to come into the UAE and DIFC, but will also foster the companies that really don't know where to base their companies out. Those are technology companies that don't know where to be based out of, but also innovators that want to move to the UAE and they want really to know if this is the right place to come or not. Yesterday as well, and this is my final thought, yesterday there was a launch of a huge initiative by the DMCC. They were the first to launch the first license within crypto, and they are the first to launch the first center for crypto. This is a whole area in DMCC that will foster crypto-specific companies with a favorable environment. And we have with us here Ralph that will talk about it today at 10:30. We have a panel around that at that time. All of this shows you how forward-looking we are here in the UAE. All of you have to come here and see that this is the place to be and experience it. Without experiencing this firsthand, you will not know how energetic and how positive we are here in the UAE about technologies such as cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. So with that, I would like to welcome Mr. Matthias to the stage. Matthias has been also in the UAE for a really long time and has been pushing the envelope when it comes to the promotion of cryptocurrency and the promotion of Dubai as a hub for cryptocurrencies. So Mr. Matthias, please come to the stage. Thank you very much.